If a woman wants a serious relationship, she will do these 8 things, psychology tricks. Love doesn't need to be spoken loudly. When it's real, actions say everything. Too many men waste years chasing the wrong women. They mistake attention for affection and excitement for commitment. By the time they finally see the truth, they've lost energy, focus, and self-respect. Here's the reality. Attraction is easy. Flirting is easy. But commitment? That's rare. A woman who genuinely wants you won't leave you guessing. She won't disappear, play games, or keep you in emotional limbo. She'll show her intentions through her consistency, calm, steady, and real. She won't keep you on standby while exploring other options. She won't confuse you with mixed signals. She invests her time, emotions, and energy because she sees a future with you. If you've ever felt drained by uncertainty, remember this. Real intentions are never hard to recognize unless you choose to ignore them. Your time is your greatest asset. Don't waste it on women who only crave attention but have no plan to stay. Once you learn to spot the 8 signs of a woman who's truly serious, you'll stop chasing illusions and start choosing with confidence. Because in love, just like in life, clarity is power. Sign 1. Consistency, the foundation of commitment. If a woman truly wants a serious relationship, she won't play hide and seek with your sanity. She won't shine bright one day, ghost you the next, and then reappear acting like nothing happened. No, sir. A woman who's serious invests her time, her focus, her heart steadily. Consistency, gentlemen, is the quiet, powerful proof that separates a fleeting spark from a lasting flame. Don't be fooled by temporary fireworks. A real woman builds a steady fire that keeps you warm through the cold. And if you want to understand female psychology, remember this. The way she shows up tells you everything about where she stands. Here's the thing most men miss. A woman who sends you sweet texts on Sunday and disappears until Friday isn't falling in love. She's filling time. That's not affection. That's entertainment. Don't mistake her mood swings for passion. Inconsistency is confusion dressed in perfume, and confusion is the oldest red flag in a psychology book. A woman who wants something real won't let you live in doubt. She doesn't make you guess. She doesn't keep you wondering if you said something wrong. She's steady, she's sure, and she shows it. Now, let's talk effort. A serious woman doesn't toss you crumbs of attention when she's bored. She invests in conversation. She asks questions. She follows up on what you said last week because she was actually listening, not multitasking you between TikToks. That's not small talk, that's connection. In female psychology, this is one of the most reliable psychology tricks to spot real interest. Engagement is emotional investment. If she remembers your dog's name, your work stress, your favorite coffee, that's not coincidence, that's care. She also doesn't only see you when it's convenient. She makes time, even when life is messy. She adjusts, prioritizes, and includes you in her world. Not because she's desperate, but because she values what's growing between you. Don't get it twisted. She's not losing herself in you. She's making room for you. That's balance. That's maturity. That's how to fall in love the right way, through daily decisions, not random impulses. Here's where many men mess up. When they finally meet a consistent woman, they either ignore it or label it clingy. Don't. Clinginess strains because it comes from fear. Consistency strengthens because it comes from commitment. A desperate woman consumes. A devoted woman contributes. Be smart enough to tell the difference. Don't punish consistency. Appreciate it. Because a woman who's truly serious doesn't need to convince you with words. Her actions speak fluently. If you ever find yourself questioning her intentions, look at her patterns. Is she reliable, engaged, present? Then you have your answer. But if she keeps you guessing, vanishing, and apologizing later, she's not serious. She's spinning you in her emotional carousel. Female Psychology 101. Attention without consistency is manipulation. Don't chase confusion. Be the man who recognizes sincerity when it stands right in front of him. And if you want to master how to fall in love without losing your mind, start by learning this one of the oldest psychology tricks. Consistency isn't boring. It's love's most reliable language. Sign 2. Future plans. She includes you in her tomorrow. Consistency, my friend, is the spark that starts the fire. But the real flame, the one that lasts, is built on something deeper: vision. A woman can be present, attentive, and even affectionate today while still keeping her future locked away from you. The real test of her seriousness is whether she begins to weave you into her tomorrow. This is where you separate temporary comfort from true connection. A casual woman lives in the moment. She says, let's grab dinner Friday, and that's it. Her focus ends at the weekend. But a woman who's thinking long term, she plants seeds in the soil of tomorrow. She'll say, next month, we should check out that new steakhouse downtown, or we should plan that road trip before the weather gets cold. Pay attention to that word, we. That's not casual. That's emotional investment disguised as conversation. When she starts making plans beyond this week, she's revealing her vision. She imagines you there, not just on Friday night, but in the scenes that follow. That's not flirting, that's future building. In female psychology, this small shift is powerful. Women don't casually project men into their future. They guard that space for someone who matches their emotional rhythm. When she starts to use we instead of I, it's no linguistic accident, it's alignment. It's a subconscious sign that she's starting to see you not as a phase, but as a partner. And if she avoids the future altogether, don't overthink it. That's her way of saying you're temporary. Be honest enough with yourself to see that for what it is. Don't chase someone who keeps you trapped in now because she doesn't want you in her next. A woman who values you long term will start building bridges to the future with you. Maybe it's small things at first, inviting you to her friend's wedding 6 months from now, asking what your holidays look like, or wondering how you'd feel about traveling together. Each of those is a subtle but powerful signal that she's emotionally investing beyond the moment. That's when you, as a high-value man, must recognize what's happening. She's testing your masculine energy, your steadiness, your reliability, your willingness to lead a shared future. If you want to attract women who value commitment, you must understand that leadership isn't about control, it's about direction. Don't make the mistake of thinking her future talk is just small talk. No, that's a woman opening the gates of trust. She's revealing her hope that you'll still be around. And if you respond with uncertainty or distance, she'll retreat. Women sense hesitation faster than radar detects motion. That's why you must meet her halfway, with clarity, not confusion. A high-value man doesn't play the let's see where this goes game. He knows where he's headed, and that masculine energy draws her in because it promises stability in a chaotic world. Think of it like this. When a woman pictures you in her plans, concerts in summer, family dinners next fall, holidays next winter, she's painting a mental portrait of belonging. Don't underestimate that. In female psychology, inclusion is the highest compliment. It means she's already invested emotionally, mentally, and even spiritually. She's not just dating you, she's envisioning life with you. That's rare. Treasure it. But if every plan with her feels short-term, don't ignore the signs. Don't cling to a woman who keeps the future off limits. That's not mystery, that's avoidance. A woman who truly wants you in her tomorrow will find a way to include you, even in her imagination. And you, as a high-value man, must hold that same standard. Because masculine energy thrives on vision. You can't attract women who are ready for love if you're still stuck chasing moments instead of building tomorrows. So remember this. The woman who wants something real won't just spend her present with you, she'll build her future around you. And when she says we, that's not just a word. That's a promise. If you found this valuable, like, share, and subscribe for more relationship wisdom. Drop a comment below to let the message sink in. It helps you remember and helps the channel grow. Positive affirmation. I attract women who see a future with me. Sign 3. Vulnerability. She lowers her walls. When a woman truly wants a serious relationship, she doesn't just smile and flirt. She starts to reveal her truth. Attraction may bring her close, but vulnerability is what keeps her there. As the great philosopher Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Vulnerability is the bridge between imagination and reality. It's where her guard comes down and her heart steps forward. When she's only passing time, her world stays locked. She'll joke, she'll charm, she'll entertain, but never reveal. Why? Because vulnerability is risk. And women don't gamble their inner world on temporary men. But when she's serious, something sacred shifts. She begins to open the gates. She shows you her fears, her insecurities, her childhood stories, her private dreams. This is no casual talk. This is her trust on display. She's saying, "Here I am. Can you handle me, my storms, my flaws, my truth, without judgment?" This is where most men fail. They rush to fix her. They try to analyze or dismiss her emotions. But a man of Old Stoic wisdom knows better. He doesn't panic. He doesn't lecture. He listens, calmly, steadily, with an iron mind. He becomes her anchor, not her judge. Remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. When she opens up, she's handing you her trust, her power, her heart's blueprint. Don't misuse it. Respect it. Guard it. That is what separates boys from men. In that moment, you must be her rock, grounded, patient, composed. That's Stoicism win, control without coldness, presence without pressure. When she's serious, she doesn't run from conflict, she faces it. She brings it up not to fight, but to fix. Because in her mind, you're worth the effort. Don't fear that. Welcome it. That is love in its truest form. Two people refining each other through truth, not avoidance. Every woman can laugh with you, but only a serious one will cry before you. Every woman can flirt, but only a serious one will reveal her scars. Vulnerability isn't weakness, it's courage. It's the rarest currency in modern love. So, men, if you want to master life, master your reactions. Don't interrupt. Don't fix. Don't judge. Just be. That's Old Stoic wisdom in action. Hold your composure. Let your silence speak strength. The world today is full of distractions, bravado, and shallow validation. But real men, those who win through Stoicism win, understand that power isn't loud. It's calm. It's the quiet authority that comes from emotional discipline. Women feel that instantly. They trust that. When she shares her pain, meet it with peace. When she doubts, meet it with clarity. When she fears, meet it with faith. That is how you lead without dominance, through steadiness. That is how you earn respect, through restraint. And that is how you become unforgettable, through presence. A serious woman doesn't want perfection. She wants consistency. She doesn't test you to break you. She tests you to see if you can stand with her in truth. Be that man. Be that anchor. Cultivate your iron mind, not to suppress emotion, but to direct it. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." So, master yourself. Let every interaction reveal your balance, your patience, your power. When you see her vulnerability, honor it as a gift. Don't run from it. Don't misuse it. Respect it, and she will see you as the man she can build with. That's the secret most men miss. That's the edge of Stoicism win, the calm force that never chases, never collapses, and never loses center. Remember this: a serious woman will always lower her walls for a man who has built his fortress within. Hold that line. Stay composed. Live with Old Stoic wisdom. Think with an iron mind, and in love, as in life, you will always win. Sign 4. Prioritization. You're not an option. In a world drowning in noise, where every screen blinks and every person juggles a dozen distractions, the way a woman prioritizes you says everything about her intention. Words are easy, laughter is easy, and chemistry is cheap. But time, gentlemen, that's the real currency. If you're always the one waiting, chasing, or hoping she'll find a moment, understand this. You're not her priority, you're her pastime. And being someone's pastime is the quickest way to lose your power. This isn't bitterness, it's female psychology in its rawest form, a reflection of what truly matters to her. Don't be fooled by soft words and warm smiles if her actions whisper indifference. Because in psychology tricks of love, what people do always outweighs what they say. A woman who truly wants you doesn't squeeze you into her leftover minutes. She builds her schedule around you. She doesn't fit you in between errands or scrolls through her phone while pretending to listen. No, she's present, alert, engaged. You feel it in her tone, in her eyes, in the way she shows up. That is what real investment looks like. When she's serious, she doesn't wait for convenience, she creates it. That's how to fall in love the right way, through effort, not excuses. A woman in love will always find time because time is the proof of care. Don't argue with her words, observe her consistency. Watch how she behaves when life gets busy. Does she still call? Does she still show up? Or does she vanish behind excuses and busy days? Because everyone's busy, but we all make time for what we value. Gentlemen, stop accepting crumbs of attention. Stop waiting for half-hearted replies or empty promises. You deserve presence, not pretense. You must be the man who values himself enough to walk away from partial effort. That's not arrogance, that's clarity. As the great psychologist Carl Jung once said, you are what you do, not what you say you'll do. Apply that to love. If she doesn't prioritize you, she's telling you who you are in her story, background noise. Don't fight for a seat in someone's life who only stands for you when it's convenient. Be decisive. Be self-respecting. That's power. That's maturity. That's mastery over female psychology, not through control, but through awareness. In today's world of instant messages and short attention spans, attention has become affection. But don't mistake digital contact for emotional connection. When a woman truly values you, you'll never have to wonder where you stand. Her effort will say it louder than her words. Her consistency will speak louder than her promises. You'll feel like a priority because she'll make you one. She'll rearrange, reschedule, and reorient, not out of obligation, but out of desire. That's what happens when you matter. That's when psychology tricks of attraction turn into devotion. So, be wise. Don't chase what doesn't chase you back. Don't justify neglect by calling it independence. True connection doesn't steal freedom, it inspires it. A woman who's serious won't drain your energy, she'll stabilize it. You'll feel calm, secure, certain. That's what real prioritization looks like. If she's serious, you'll never have to beg for her time, she'll give it freely. And if she doesn't, that's your cue to move on. Don't plead. Don't wait. Don't settle. You must stand firm and let indifference eliminate itself. Remember, gentlemen, the real psychology tricks aren't about manipulating her. They're about mastering yourself. Understand what her actions mean. Recognize the signs. And most importantly, act accordingly. In love, just like in life, energy is reciprocal, and you can't build something strong when you're the only one showing up. Be the man who values presence over promises. Be the man who demands effort, not excuses. Because when you understand female psychology, you stop guessing and start knowing. You stop chasing and start choosing. That is how you truly win, not just in love, but in life itself. If this hit home, don't just scroll act. Like this video, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more real psychology truths about relationships. Comment to remember, a woman who wants you won't make excuses, she'll make time. Sign 5. Inclusion. You're part of her world. Casual women keep you in the shadows. Serious women bring you into the light. That contrast tells you everything you need to know. A woman who only sees you as temporary lives in two worlds, one she shares with her friends and family, and another she keeps hidden, where you exist in private moments, behind closed doors. You might be the man she laughs with, but not the man she stands beside. You'll feel it, that distance, that quiet wall. You won't meet her close friends. You won't see her family. And if by chance you do, she'll minimize who you are. This is my friend. Ouch! That's not inclusion, that's compartmentalization. She's keeping you in a mental drawer labeled temporary. But when a woman wants something real, she flips the script. She doesn't just text you after dark, she brings you into the daylight. She starts weaving you into her world. You're not just someone she's seeing. You become part of her circle, her story, her rhythm. She reveals you because she's proud. Understand this. Women are protective of their inner world. It's sacred ground. They don't just hand out front row tickets to their lives. So when she opens that door and brings you in, it's not casual, it's courage. She's letting you meet her friends. Her family knows your name. Her coworkers have heard a story or two about that man she's been seeing. And here's the kicker: if her friends already know details about you before you've met them, she's been talking about you. That's not random chatter. That's emotional investment. She's proud of you. She's advertising you. That's not infatuation, that's intention. Inclusion is the language of commitment. When she wants something serious, her behavior speaks volumes. She'll start planning future events that include you, holidays, birthdays, even mundane weekend errands. She's saying, without words, you belong here. Don't mistake that for control or possession. It's connection. It's her way of saying, I see a future with you, and I want you woven into mine. Because here's the truth: if she still hides you after months, you're not as important as you think. Serious women don't hide their man, they reveal him. Be the kind of man worth revealing. Now, before you nod and say, yeah, I want that, let's pause. Ask yourself, are you the kind of man a woman wants to reveal to the world? Be a high-value man. Stand tall. Led with masculine energy, calm, confident, grounded. The kind of presence that makes her feel safe enough to open up her private world. You must attract women not with neediness or approval seeking, but with depth, direction, and self-respect. Women don't risk inclusion for a man who feels lost. They reveal the man who makes them feel found. Don't chase validation. Be the validation. That's what makes you magnetic. That's what makes you undeniable. Actions reveal truth. Being introduced isn't the final goal. It's a checkpoint, a sign of alignment. Watch how her actions continue after that. Does she keep integrating you, or do you fade back into the margins once the introductions are over? If she includes you in real plans, if you remain central in her world, that's real inclusion. But if everything goes back to secrecy and shadows, that's your signal to walk away with dignity. A high-value man doesn't beg for visibility. He doesn't plead to be chosen. He observes, he recognizes patterns, and he makes decisions. Be the man who doesn't wait for permission to be valued. Be the man who sets the standard. Because when you carry masculine energy with quiet strength and self-assurance, you don't have to chase, you attract women naturally. Remember, inclusion isn't about meeting her friends. It's about being part of her life. It's not about public display. It's about emotional transparency. When she lets you into her world, that's her saying, I trust you. And when you're the kind of man who's earned that trust, that's when the game changes. Sign 6. Support, she sharpens, not weakens you. Remember this, men: comfort is not love, and ease is not devotion. Most men chase women who make them feel good in the moment, but forget that comfort often kills growth. As Seneca said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. A woman who is temporary will waste your time, your drive, your focus. She thrives on entertainment, not evolution. The second your ambition steals her attention, she resents it. That's not partnership, that's sabotage. A serious woman, however, understands your mission. She sees the man you are and the man you could be. She listens when you talk about your goals, not because she's bored, but because she's invested. She sharpens your vision like a whetstone to steel. She doesn't compete with your purpose, she completes it. That is Old Stoic wisdom. That is the kind of alliance that builds empires. When she celebrates your smallest wins, you feel her energy fuel your momentum. When you slip, she calls you out, not to criticize, but to correct. She reminds you of the warrior inside you, the iron mind that refuses to quit. The Stoicism win lies in knowing that true love doesn't soften you, it strengthens you. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. The wrong woman will distract you from your path, whispering comfort when you need courage. The right woman will walk beside you when the road gets rough, push you when you stall, and respect your grind when no one else sees it. Don't mistake pressure for pain. Don't call accountability control. A woman who holds you to your standards is a woman who believes in your greatness. Let's be clear, a man's mission must never be negotiable. You must guard your purpose like a fortress. That's what an iron mind does. You must ask yourself hard questions. Does she respect your discipline or break it? Does she celebrate your growth or compete with it? Does she push you forward or pull you down? The answers reveal everything. Don't chase validation. Don't trade your legacy for approval. Old Stoic wisdom teaches that peace is earned through mastery of self, not comfort from others. The Stoicism win is not in getting a woman who praises you, but in finding one who pushes you toward your higher self. In this modern world of distraction, social media flattery, and shallow affection, real connection is rare. Most people look for attention, not alignment. But the man who wins in life, who truly masters it, doesn't settle for entertainment. He seeks elevation. You must cultivate an iron mind that sees through the noise. Don't be seduced by the easy path. That's the path of the weak. Let her actions speak, not her words. A woman who's serious about you will prove it through consistency, not charm. She will invest in your purpose, not drain it. That's not fantasy, that's focus. So, men, rise. Think with discipline. Choose with wisdom. Build with purpose. That is old Stoic wisdom in motion. That is how you win. The Stoicism win that turns chaos into calm, weakness into power, and love into legacy. Stand tall. Lead your life. Let her sharpen you into the man you were meant to be. That's not just love, that's victory. If you've ever met a woman who fuels your purpose instead of fighting it, you already know the difference between distraction and destiny. Comment below, I choose alignment over distraction. Sign 7. Loyalty, the final proof. Attraction can be staged. Sweet words can be memorized. Even affection can be part of a short-term play. But loyalty, real, unshakable loyalty, cannot be faked. It's the final proof of sincerity, the ultimate test of intent. In the quiet moments when no one's watching, that's where you see the truth. If she's serious, her loyalty will echo through her behavior, not her promises. She doesn't just say she's all in, she acts like it. That's where female psychology reveals itself most honestly, through consistent, grounded action, not romantic noise. A casual woman keeps her options alive. She flirts for attention, scrolls through validation like it's oxygen, and always leaves a few doors unlocked, just in case. She thrives on being wanted, not on wanting you. But the woman who's ready for something real, she closes those doors herself. She deletes the maybes, ignores the just checking in texts, and doesn't need backup plans because she's already chosen you. That's not insecurity. That's emotional clarity. That's how you know she understands the psychology tricks of commitment, because she doesn't play games with it. She invests because in her mind, you're the only investment worth making. Loyalty, though, isn't just about staying physically exclusive. It's emotional fidelity, the kind of quiet strength that stands firm when storms hit. She doesn't gossip about you, doesn't weaponize her words, doesn't throw, "Maybe we should just break up," in your face when she's angry. Instead, she protects the relationship even in private. When someone speaks ill of you, she defends you, not because you're perfect, but because you're hers. That's a rare kind of female psychology at work, the one built not on manipulation, but on maturity. You must understand this. When a woman fights for the relationship rather than fleeing from it, that's the real heart of loyalty. Don't confuse comfort for commitment. Comfort fades, loyalty endures. Weak men believe in words. Strong men study actions. That's the sharp divide. Real loyalty shows up when things get messy, not when it's convenient. Anyone can love you when you're shining. Only the right one stays when you stumble. So ask yourself, does she close the doors behind her or leave them slightly ajar for attention? Does she stay steady when life hits hard, or does she vanish when you need her most? Does she choose you again and again, even on the days you're hard to love? If the answer is yes, you found loyalty, the kind that time, distance, and doubt can't erode. If not, you're holding on to an illusion, mistaking chemistry for character. Because here's the truth. Without loyalty, everything else collapses. Attraction fades, charm dies, and promises lose color. But when loyalty stands firm, everything else grows stronger. That's how to fall in love wisely, not by chasing butterflies, but by studying consistency. It's one of the oldest psychology tricks in the book. People can fake passion, but they can't fake endurance. Be smart enough to tell the difference. That's the art of understanding female psychology. That's how strong men fall in love and stay there. Sign 8. Peace. She brings stability, not chaos. A woman who truly wants a serious relationship doesn't arrive like a hurricane. She arrives like the calm after one. Her energy doesn't stir confusion. It silences it. When she walks into your life, the noise quiets. Your chest feels lighter. Your thoughts stop racing. Her presence doesn't drain you. It centers you. She doesn't create storms to feel desired. She creates peace so both of you can grow. Because real love isn't about adrenaline. It's about alignment. It's not constant drama, it's constant stability. The addiction to chaos. Most men, if they're honest, have been addicted to chaos at some point. They've mistaken the roller coaster for romance. The high highs and low lows make them feel alive, but that's not passion, that's poison. Don't confuse excitement with connection. Don't let chaos masquerade as chemistry. A high-value man doesn't crave emotional warfare. He values emotional clarity. A woman who's serious won't make you guess her mood. You won't have to decode her texts or tiptoe around her temper. She's not a puzzle you need to solve. Her words are direct. Her tone is calm. Her actions are consistent. That's what peace looks like. It's not flashy, but it's powerful. It's not loud, but it's magnetic. Safe energy is sexy energy. There's a quiet kind of confidence in a woman who brings peace. She doesn't need to raise her voice to be heard or play games to feel secure. Her communication is clean. Her emotions are grounded. Her presence feels safe, never suffocating, never unstable, just steady. And if you're a man anchored in your masculine energy, you'll recognize the gift that is. Be the man who values stillness. Be the man who knows that calm is the real currency of connection. Because when you meet a woman who embodies peace, you don't feel the need to chase validation. You feel the need to protect the harmony. Balance over battle. When she's serious, she isn't looking for constant thrills. She's looking for balance. She doesn't compete for control. She co-creates harmony. She doesn't provoke chaos to test your love. She protects peace to nurture it. That's emotional maturity. That's what partnership looks like. Because peace is where love matures. Noise excites the immature. Silence empowers the wise. Through a Stoic lens, peace isn't weakness, it's controlled strength. It's the discipline to choose response over reaction. It's the wisdom to know when to speak, when to listen, and when to simply be. Peace amplifies power. A woman who brings peace doesn't distract you from your mission, she refines it. She doesn't add confusion, she clears it. When you're around her, you focus better, think sharper, breathe easier. That's not coincidence, that's emotional alignment. Gentlemen, understand this. The wrong woman will test your patience. The right woman will protect your peace. If you want to attract women who are emotionally grounded, you must become emotionally grounded yourself. Chaos attracts chaos. Peace attracts peace. That's the law of vibration, not opinion. A high-value man doesn't chase drama. He chooses direction. He knows his worth, protects his energy, and recognizes that peace is not boring. It's the highest form of attraction. The final proof. Peace is the proof that two strong minds can exist together without needing to clash. It's the quiet confidence that says, I don't need to win every argument to feel loved. It's the mutual respect that allows both people to breathe. Don't underestimate that. In a world that glorifies chaos, peace is rebellion. And a woman who brings it? She's not here for attention, she's here for a future. That, gentleman, is the kind of woman who complements your masculine energy, not competes with it. She doesn't dim your fire, she keeps it burning steady. So protect your peace. Value the calm. Because in the end, that's what makes a relationship last, not the spark of passion, but the stability of peace. And when you find a woman who brings that, don't question it. Don't run from it. Be still and rise to meet her energy. And there you have it, gentlemen, the 8 signs that reveal when a woman truly wants something serious: consistency, future plans, vulnerability, prioritization, inclusion, support, loyalty, and peace. Remember, most men miss these signs because they're too focused on what feels good instead of what's real. Don't be that man. Your time is your most valuable asset. Protect it. If she doesn't show these 8 signs, accept it and walk away. But when she does, recognize it. That's not just interest, that's intention. My honest advice? Choose clarity, because clarity gives you strength. When you see things for what they are, you stop wasting years chasing illusions and start building something that lasts. So, gentlemen, before you go, say it out loud with me. I choose clarity. Because clarity is power. And power belongs to the man who knows what he's looking for. Take care of yourself, respect your time, and build your legacy, one clear choice at a time. See you in the next video, brothers. Stay sharp.